Murray. Bill. No, let me get it. Let me get it. Let me get it. No, almost had it there. That's meant for Sly right here. But I want to do it. I got it as Bentley to prove my dominance over every gamer who ever has played a video game. So like, I'm actually better than all of them now because I did that with Bentley, and when it was intended for Sly. So you know that just shows dominance. I'm just saying. I don't know, huh? Chunky, I've never seen you like this. It's kind of attractive.
That was weird. Funny, but it is weird.
Because we're so used to them being babies and...
Yeah.
Was this the part you were thinking of, Andrew? Of not liking?
I could have sworn there was another dam you had to blow up.
A dam?
I might have been combining two things. But yeah, this one kind of sucks.
Yeah,
because like, why are those missiles so unreasonably fast?
Well, that's how you deal with them, is you gotta circle around like that for some reason. No! I think I'm more annoyed by the, it's more annoying, like, when with the guards, strikes than the missiles. Because they seem a lot faster. They're way harder to evade. I can see, like, it just homes in on you. And there's, like, hardly a way to dodge them, if any at all. No, Noah's Ark.
I call this game, how many beers can I drink on the shower floor before crying?
Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. That does it. Fly. Sly.
Sly, can you read me?
How I missed that sensuous voice of yours.
Save the jocular comments for later. Do you see that hook above the train?
Yeah?
It's your only means of escape. Jump and hit the circle button to grab on. Then swing onto the back of the train. I've already established a safe house.
Gee, Europeans, you drive on the other side of the road? That's kind of peculiar. Well, at least.
Wow. You've really
Well, at least our schools are not a shooting gallery.
I've noticed that with I've got European friends, so you know, but I've noticed that with certain
truer words were never said.
I've noticed that like there's a lot of Europeans that like whenever an American will talk about something a little thing that just seems peculiar to an American, what Europeans do. And, like, they just jump right into, like, the tragic stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they just jump right into, like I mean, that was that was a slight exaggeration, but that was still accurate whenever they were, like, you know, when the guy says, oh, that's kind of peculiar, and well, at least our schools are, you know. And I've noticed that, like, they do that. They'll jump right to the, like, the more, you know, like a school shooting when you talk about, like, you know, they've got certain teeth problems or something, you know.
Why is your dental care so expensive? Well, at least our schools aren't a shooting gallery.
Yeah. And, like, they do that. They're just like, oh, you know.
Well, at least our schools
Because, like, I remember...
aren't like Call of Duty.
Yeah. Like, I remember seeing... Alright, so I was on this live stream one time, and this girl was just talking about certain things that Europeans do. Little things that Europeans do. It wasn't, you know, something super offensive. It was just kind of like a... You know, just a slight insult. You know, kind of a...
Why are you guys so given over to socialism? Well, at least our schools.
Yeah. And like they just jump straight to that, like the bigger stuff, the massive stuff, and it's just like,
Dum bum ba dum bum.
These missions are going by quick.
Okay, here's the situation. I've done some deep database crunching and figured out that Murray is doing time in cell block B.
Where are they keeping the hippo? I mean the walrus.
Not very
Hey, look at that walrus there. Is he gonna go to Busey's and see the badger?
isolation cell away from the other inmates. Second, I'll need you to get a sample of the Contessa's encryption algorithm. Don't worry, I'll explain later. Third, you'll need to pickpocket a few keys from the Contessa, but watch out for her pack of bodyguards. And fourth, you'll have to deactivate her giant attack robot. No, really, Sly, I'm serious. The Contessa has a giant attack robot. It just looks like a water tower. Now, once you've pulled off all these jobs, we'll be ready to make a play for the big guy.
Now collect that. You don't have enough coins.
Now, here's the question.
Oh yeah, you gotta trade in some. You still don't have enough. That's your failure. I'll gloss over I was playing the game too. That's your failure. I don't know. So here's a question. That's what you said.
Oh. I was gonna ask it and I realized I probably shouldn't. Ah, dang it. Wrong button. Okay. Goodbye! Hey, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's a smoke screen.
Alright, just walk right by the mission there.
Well, I was gonna try to pick some pockets first.
Pick pockets.
Pocket.
Big Ackman's pocket. I don't know. Alright, now you have enough. Now you're gonna have 0 coins whenever you get a coin. Hey, go ahead and get that alarm clock.
Ah, frick.
They hear noises.
I don't care.
You hear? But they can't see without their flashlights. Oh, call! I don't know how, I don't know if vultures have some sort of, like, seeing thing or not.
Well, I didn't mean to go into there, but I guess I did.
Again, that's the double-edged sword of having everything to one button. All actions and stuff.
The action button.
Press the action button. Oh.
Which button is that? The action button. Yeah, but which button do I press to do
The one that caused the actions.
Yeah, the action one. Okay, what button on this controller right here do I press for the action button? Well, the action button.
Well, what's worse, when they do that or when they say cross instead of X?
Ugh. What's worse than fighting games is they use the punch and the high punch and low punch buttons. Like, which ones are
Which
they?
ones are they? Yeah, I know.
What's the road just a call save?
Well, it's if they say it, if they just say it, but when they don't show which button that is, that's what's really annoying. Like they don't, like I've noticed that with Tekken.
Yeah.
Now you can kind of catch on with some of the with the colors, but like still, or like Mortal Kombat, like or you know, or sometimes when you're trying to pull off a fatality and it's like, be at this certain point right here, and it's like, sometimes. Here's a joke I made one time on Twitter: is Mortal Kombat was way ahead of its time, in which it has randomly generated moves, in which if you try to pull them off, it has a 50% chance of actually working.
Which Mortal Kombat?
Like darn near all of them, honestly. Because if it really feels like you're trying to pull off a certain move, you're doing exactly what they want you to, and it doesn't work, and then you do it again exactly at one point, and it works. It just wants to work sometimes. Of course, again, that's like a lot of fighting games, but like, I play Mortal Kombat more in terms of fighting games, so I just notice it more with Mortal Kombat. I just notice it in Mortal Kombat.
What's the riff tracks code? I don't do something very not at all.
I can't remember what it was.
Do you remember which special it was?
Like the way they're just talking weird.
No. Do you remember which movie they were riffing?
I do Logic Every Not At All.
Yeah.
That was Kadikarus saying that about the Bratz game.
Oh, well, no. There's something similar. There's something like that with riff tracks, where he says like a complete nonsense statement with words like that.
Well, I don't remember. It's because one of the characters in the movie was saying something like that, and then like Mike and one of the others was like saying something like that.
Hey, Murray.
Hey, Murray.
Oh yeah, this is one of those start with Sly texting Murray.
Why is spelled like huh? You know.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. They've been forcing me to eat meals covered in spice, and I'm feeling kind of strange. You gotta get me out of here.
I've been feeling kind of strange.
He seems to have found a weakness in the solitary confinement cell.
Oh.
Big enough fight, the guards will throw you in there. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience.
Well, if you say so, I suppose a powerful force like the Murray could take down 50 foes. If I had to.
Excellent. You beat this
If I had to.
of those guys, and Bentley and I will take care of the rest.
Uh-huh.
What? Oh yeah, remember. Enter as Sly, or start the mission as Sly, and then play as a different character. Again, storyline-wise, it makes sense, but like in terms of playing the game, it's just like I was hoping to do this mission as Sly, you know.
The Murray.
The Murray. So, depending on when you all see this, like it may be about a week or two. Probably a couple of weeks before you see any more videos. Any new videos, because, like, at this point in time. Because a couple of things will be happening over the next couple of weekends. And if you want our exact address on how to know, you know you can press that button, you can body slam that button and like, make flames call all around it. Or do that, or lasers that cause flames. You gotta hit 50 of them, Andrew. Just keep that in mind.
I don't know.
You just sure are taking your sweet time.
Taking a lot of Kilowall.
Oh, ow! Pictures.
Flame. Foo.
You know what's funny? Whenever I've never watched all of any of the like the live action or theatrical Scooby-Doo movies, or any of them that came out in theaters. I've never seen. Of course, there's a lot of Scooby-Doo movies I haven't seen because there's a ton of those. But anyway, there's like an absurd amount of them. But anyway,
yeah,
I've never seen that first live action one all the way through, but I never actually knew until I knew about that movie that like people weren't a big fan of Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I like kept up with a bunch of like, you know, a bunch of that stuff. Of course, then again, I wasn't alive whenever Scrappy was first introduced. But anyway, I remember seeing him and like, you know, I was never really a huge Scooby-Doo fan or anything, but I didn't really see that much of a problem with Scrappy. So I just never figured like there was really a problem with Scrappy-Doo. But like the reason he's like the main, I guess the villain in the Scooby-Doo movie is because people didn't like Scrappy. But I remember because I remember whenever I heard that like he was the villain of the movie. Again, never really saw the whole thing through. I was like, wait, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Those live action ones definitely look really bad. Maybe they could be kind of fun.
I'd have to think about it. It's one of those things. Like even back in the day, the animation was a bit off-putting.
Yeah.
Of Scooby-Doo, you know, obviously he's. I noticed that like we were, like I'm not about to go on here and just try and be. I know I'm gonna sound like the person who's like, well, I knew it was bad, you know, or I knew it was good, or you know, I'm not gonna. Don't mean to be that kind of person, but
oh, but you are.
But there's a lot of those movies that like I remember a lot of our peers, like a lot of our classmates would go see, talk about how great it was, or will really want to go see it, or want to do certain things like movies or certain stuff like that, where we were just like not interested. We were just never really interested in that kind of stuff, in which these days we've seen some of those movies and we were like, man, we should have saw them, or man, we should have played this, or we should have watched that, you know. But there's also some things where like a lot of the kids were like, you know, gushing over it, and then now they don't like them. When we were like, we never liked them, or there were certain things that we liked that no one else seemed to, but now they do, and you know. So again, I know we're sounding like hipster kids there, but you know, because I'm bringing Andrew into this now. We were hipster kids. We liked things or didn't like things before they were liked or disliked. I mean, okay, Crash Bandicoot wasn't exactly disliked, but by as a lot of people, but like you still had a lot more of the Nintendo kids, and you know. And then now those Nintendo kids are like, oh man, Crash is great. And they're the ones that get invited to all this stuff where you get to play it early. You know, Murray, I think you do deserve jail time for saying sucka.
Yeah.
Need to learn. Well, about how there was a Nickelodeon show back in the day. You probably forgot all about it, but there was a Nickelodeon show back in the day called Supa Ninjas. Not Super Ninjas, but like Supa. They spelled it like that. Supa Ninjas. And shockingly, it didn't last long. Well, what a big shocker that is. That it like didn't last long at all. A Nickelodeon show that didn't last long? Surely not.
Yeah, those aren't real.
Because I mean, Nickelodeon right now can afford to just put out as many crappy shows as they want to, because SpongeBob is keeping them alive. If SpongeBob was not around, they either would have died a long time ago, or they would just be scrambling to actually want to get some good quality shows.
Yep. Oh, I'm sleepy. Good night.
It's like even the SpongeBobs that aren't as good are still pretty watchable. There's actually some of those episodes where I actually appreciated them more later on than I did back in the day. Like the mattress episode and the I don't know, just some of them, you know, are actually kind of got better with age, I guess.
10.
And like all grown up, while still kind of not as good as Rugrats, the original Rugrats before Dill and stuff, and well, especially with Kimmy. Or the episodes with Kimmy. It wasn't just Kimmy that was killing it. It was also just the writing in general. Anyway,
Voice direction for Chucky.
Oh, well, okay. What I've learned about that is that that voice actress didn't actually leave until like 2002 or 3 or something like that. I think she like eventually quit because she had become a mom, and then like she just wanted to raise her kid or something along those lines.
Who quit?
Do what?
Who quit?
Oh, the original voice of Chucky.
Oh.
And then like they replaced her with the voice of Bart Simpson. And she does an absolute, and she's the one I think who also who reprised the role as Chucky in like the reboot series.
Oh.
Or whatever you call it. And she does an absolutely terrible job at it. Like her voice for Chucky is insufferable.
Oh wait, it's my bottle back there.
When she's talking quieter as Chucky, there are moments where she sounds like the original Chucky some, but then there's also just like I don't know. Cause see, at first I thought she was like in like the first few episodes after Rugrats in Paris, I thought it was just her doing a better job at it, but then suddenly she just decided not to do it anymore or was given a different direction.
Who did the voice in Rugrats in Paris?
It was the original. The original stayed around until like sometime either during a season or like I know she was done before Rugrats Go Wild came out.
Yeah, that movie was weird.
Yeah. Some people say it's bad. I don't think it's bad. It's just not as good. It's just not as good as the first two.
It's a little awkward, really.
Well, yeah, it was. I'm just saying that, like... Also, that was, like... I guess you could say that was one of my first exposures to a crossover. It also showed that magic or whatever you call it exists in the Rugrats universe because it crossed over with the Wild Thornberries, and there's essentially magic there. I mean, like, what was it? Some kind of shaman or something like gave Eliza the ability to talk to animals.
Oh yeah, which is weird.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let's see. The alarm clock. I don't know.
The alarm.
Alarm. Wait.
Something. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Wow. That was bull. That was bull carp. And there was a part on there was a part on Finding Dory where the octopus guy, I forgot his name. I think his name was Hank. There was a point where he says holy carp.
Sounds like a plan. What do you need me for?
As you know, the bridge is heavily guarded.
I hear you. You'd like a little protection while you place the bombs.
That's correct.
Love to help out, but there's nowhere to hide on the bridge. We're totally exposed.
That's right. To fool the guards, you'll need to break those statues and take their place.
I pose like a statue. The guards walk on by, then pow! I hit them from behind. You're a genius.
There's a picture of a crying mouse. And it says how babies look at you after you tell them they can't eat batteries dipped in antifreeze and paint thinner.